We've got the emails and text messages. We now have the actual proof of what Justin Baldoni's team had been doing to Blake Lively after she came forward on the set of It Ends With Us with her sexual harassment allegations. Justin Baldoni's team may not have complied with Blake Lively's subpoena. They have not sent over any of the emails or text messages, etc. that Blake has been asking for in this case, but it doesn't matter anymore because Blake got it another way. Two of the people Blake subpoenaed was Catherine Case, or Katie Case, and Brianna Coslow. Well, both of them worked for Justin Baldoni's crisis management team at TAG. One no longer works there. The other, I believe, still does. And they both complied with this subpoena, and wait until you see the text messages and emails that we've now gotten. One of the people who is also included in this is this man, Jed Wallace. He's the alleged internet hitman. He sent in a motion to dismiss, claiming that he had nothing to do with any of this, that he was only monitoring the situation. However, we now know that is absolutely not true. We know this based on a number of things, but one of them was this email from Katie Case, who worked for TAG, listing off everything that they were going to do in this PR smear campaign and retaliation against Blake Lively, including bringing up things from her past and pushing out her behavior that they thought looked bad, as well as fiddling and doing things with SEOs to get everything pushed out. I'm assuming this man is probably brilliant with what he does on the internet with his team. However, it's really hard to have an untraceable smear campaign and not leave any fingerprints when the rest of the people you're working for aren't following those same rules. One of the things Jed Wallace and his team like to do is use Signal because it's extremely encrypted. A lot of people can do a lot of shady things in Signal chats and they can get rid of it with no trace. Well, it appears that Katie did not get rid of hers. So we now have whole text message chains from Signal from these two people that were subpoenaed, including this one where Katie Case writes, "What the actual F is this, LOL?" And then she says, "Melissa, did JW strike again?" Meaning Jed Wallace. There is literally so much here that there's no way I'm going to be able to go through and read this all with you guys. There's like 44 pieces of evidence, email chains, text messages, etc. So I'm going to try and skim them, and then I will hopefully be able to do a live at some point and go deeper into all of this evidence with you guys. The first few things in this are just responses to the interrogatories from Blake Lively, so the subpoenas basically to Team Justin. And of course, they went and objected to all of it and basically attached nothing. Justin's team basically handed over nothing to Blake Lively. They didn't even include all of the emails and texts, etc. that they had screenshot in their alleged timeline that they had posted. But we now have Katie and Brianna, however, giving everything, all the text chains and emails. I'm going to touch base on just a few of the important things in this because there's way too many to go through all of it. If you want to view them all, you can just go to the court docket yourself and you can check it all out. But I want to talk first about Exhibit 18. Exhibit 18 is a Signal chat that includes Jed Wallace. This is important because this is dated from January of 2025. He claims he wasn't working for Justin Baldoni's team at that time, but it's very evident he was. Now, again, I think this man is extremely smart in hiding his footprints. And in this, he doesn't write the message. He does a voice memo, so we're not able to hear it. We know, according to this email, that Team Baldoni was going to actively sway the algorithm with one SEO-charged hub or site created and overseen by the team. It looks like that's what they were talking about in Exhibit 18. This is the Signal chat from January 25th, and we've got Melissa Nathan asking why the entire website has been deleted, and they go on to talk about that it's maybe for security reasons, and then Jed chimes in to tell them why. Exhibit 19 is extremely interesting. It is February 23rd of 2025, and we still have Jed Wallace involved, although he said he wasn't working with the team at this time. This whole text chain is celebrating all the AntiBlake creators who are posting Instagram and TikTok videos, as well as talking about a certain article that they apparently leaked, and they got mad that things got changed in the article. Jen Abel, the publicist for Baldoni, even says, "We can reach out to the writer and question the changes and get into it with them, but part of me thinks it's almost better that fans are calling out these changes and bringing notice to the hypocrisy of the publication versus getting into a back and forth with them." Exhibit 20, didn't Brian Friedman say that he wasn't hired to work with Justin Baldoni or his team until December? Well, these text messages show otherwise. These are text messages between Baldoni's publicist, Jennifer Abel, and his crisis manager, Melissa Nathan. And Melissa Nathan is telling Jennifer Abel to contact Brian Friedman and hire him ASAP. And she wants to start a signal chat with Jennifer Abel, Melissa Nathan, and Jed Wallace, and then add in Brian Friedman. Exhibit 21 was actually given by Melissa Nathan, the crisis manager. This is actually messages between her and Justin, and it looks so bad for Justin. Exhibit 21 was actually given by the crisis manager, Melissa Nathan. This is actually messages between her and Justin at this time. This does not look good at all. This is Justin telling Melissa Nathan how he wants to twist the narrative against Ryan Reynolds. Justin Baldoni starts this off by suggesting that they flip the script on Ryan Reynolds because him and his partner Steve Sarowitz, who's the money behind Wayfair, were talking about it. They said that they want to flip the script from the leak that came out that day saying the script was a disaster, and they want to turn it into this. Something about Ryan claiming the female hired was a feminist writer, don't know how to tackle a female film, etc., using their own words against them. This is an easy flip. And Melissa responds saying, actually, this is going in our favor. Ryan Reynolds looks the worst and continues to play into that narrative of them being awful. And then notice who she says here. This is an author that wrote horribly negative articles towards Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively from Variety magazine. Tatiana Siegel from Variety wants to do a follow-up call with us for a story similar. We've a call into her later. Justin Baldoni then suggests making Ryan Reynolds look like a scab because, as you know, the writers were on strike at this time. So he says it's going to make them look like a scab, and which we should 100% lead them to. And Melissa Nathan responds saying, oh, that bit, I'm all over. And he says, it's a man coming in to say this female writer sucks and I need to save it. Let him drown in his own pool. And doing it while there was a strike. And again, Melissa Nathan says, I'm all over this strike. Then Justin says, there's no truce here. Someone should tell his team that we are ready to fight if they keep leaking shit. I mean, Danny G, it's going to be bad for them. Legal shit, I'm ready. And she writes, our lawyer is prepped and ready. Danny G in this is Danny Greenberg. He was Baldoni's agent at WME, the agent that dropped Justin Baldoni when all of this came out. The agent that Justin claims Ryan Reynolds went up to and called a predator and told him to fire Justin. Well, Danny G, if you recall, came out and said that never happened. Well, it looks like Justin was not happy about that. Then Jennifer Abel hops in the chat and tries to make Justin feel better, says the Ryan Reynolds story came out yesterday and is incurring further backlash. Media is already calling us about the scab issue. That's what Melissa is talking about for Tatiana Siegel, who's a big film writer. This is them saying this is the story they're going to feed to her in Variety magazine. And then she says, as for Danny G, it's already been communicated and his and her teams have been notified. So it's too late. He's already given his statement that none of that was true. She ends it by saying, the overall narrative is still very pro-Justin. I like Tatiana doing a larger piece on how problematic Blake and Ryan's comments are to the unions. Exhibit 22 is Melissa Nathan and Katie Case freaking out because they find out a story's going to run about Justin Baldoni hiring them, a crisis management team. And Melissa Nathan saying, I don't get what this means. Are they going to run with hiring us or am I being paranoid? And Katie Case says, they're going to run with something like innocent people don't hire crisis PR firms. I'm sorry, I know that I'm usually optimistic, but my read on this is that it's a story about him hiring us. They go on to blame Leslie Sloan for this, saying shots fired. And Melissa actually says in this, he hired us. Also a big day for Johnny effing Depp as legal story and also now PR story, as he will probably be in it. Because as you know, Melissa Nathan was also Johnny Depp's PR person who ended up tearing down Amber Heard. Exhibit 27, we finally get to see which content creator Brian Friedman, Justin's lawyer, had introduced to the whole Team Baldoni group. It was his client, Sage Steele. And what does Sage Steele do? She makes a whole bunch of content shaming Blake Lively. It starts off with Brian Friedman saying, attorney-client privileged. Sage, meet my friends and tag PR team Melissa, Carolina, and Brianna, along with PR Jen. Hoping you all connect tomorrow. Thanks. And Melissa Nathan adds and says, appreciate it, Brian, and hello, Sage. Firstly, we all cannot thank you enough here helping us tell the actual truth. We will make whatever time works for you for a call. Looking forward to speaking. Sage responds saying, "Thank you. I'm honored and excited to be a part of this." And then down below says that she just had a wonderful 2-hour talk with Justin and Jamie yesterday. We're not even to the good stuff. I'm going to have to make another video. Make sure you hit follow.